The other day, I saw a video of a forest, and I wanted to recreate it in a jar. So this is how I did it, and I'm going to help you guys do it too, and I think it looks great. So I'm going to try and take this into a jar. I started off with this nice jar that had a seal in it so it can be enclosed, fill it up with some rocks to create a drainage layer. Now I'm adding in some window screen mesh to add a separation between the drainage layer and the dirt. First, I'm putting down some dirt with some leca in it, which also has some isopods living in there. Next, I'm adding in some nutrient-rich dirt to feed the plants and the moss. This is how it looks. As you can see from this angle, there's a bit of a slope backward to give some depth. Now this is a piece of wood I'm using. I chose to use it because to me it looks like kind of like a fallen tree and like the roots up in the air. This is the final look. I think it looks pretty good. For the plants, I'm using some ferns that I had growing out in some water to help with the growth, and also I'm using some ferns that I had growing in soil as well, and the actual leaves themselves weren't doing great, so as you'll see later in the video, I will end up chopping off a majority of the leaves except for the new growth. This is what it looks like now with all the dead leaves chopped off. I think it looks pretty good, and you can see the other one down there next to it. And I'm really happy with how much more lush and green it looks. And sure, it looks more thinned out, but honestly, it looks better overall. And now here, I'm poking holes in the soil to create a space for me to plant the ferns in. Originally, I was just going to plant it right in, but after a lot of realizing, like with the height and everything, I just decided to take off a bunch of the roots and then cut off a bunch of the leaves. Right now you can't really see into the jar, but the fern in my hand is about the same size as the other fern in the jar, so that can give you a context of size. And you can't have a forest without moss, so I took some moss out of my paludarium and then I put it in.